Hello, people of YouTube. My name is Steve Gray, and thank you for watching. And it's been a minute since this has been announced, but I just wanted all of the information readily available to me before I made a video about it. So, back at the beginning of March, Olin Rogers, the creator of Final Space, which has ended a few years ago now, if I am remembering correctly, with season 3, with basically no end in sight, nothing we could do about it. Really said he was going to make some sign posters, that he was still fighting for an ending, and then we didn't really hear anything for a while. And then, lo and behold, come April 24th, a couple of weeks ago, we got an announcement that he was able to create a graphic novel, which will probably happen late 2024, that will be able to end Final Space. Now, he did create a video, which I would recommend watching if you're a fan, called I Can Finish Final Space. This man has 1.3 million subscribers on this platform. This is what I started my YouTube channel with, was a review of Final Space. It was my very first YouTube video ever. Was reviewing this show 5 years ago now. It's hard to believe I've been doing this for that long. But he basically says that Warner Brothers has given him a little bit of a catch, but not a huge catch, being that it has to be self-published, it has to be on a website he owns, so he can't do Amazon, he can't do digital. It is, I believe, going to be hardcover with a dust cover based on what he said. Page count-wise, you're probably talking 500 plus pages, and this means it's going to be a little expensive. However, there are payment options where you can span it out over time. Now, is this something that I am personally going to buy? I don't know yet. That's all I can say, is I am not sure, being that it's self-published. I believe you're only going to be able to buy it online. I don't think you're going to be able to purchase this physically in a store. I might be able to get my local library to get it, because they're pretty cool about, if I go there and ask them, hey, this is the book that I'm looking for, they will search and find it so I can get it. So that might be an option for me if I don't have the money to spend at the time. But I'll try to save up my pennies, so maybe we can get, one Final Space review, or multiple series about the book. I've never done a book before on here, but if this is how it ends, then that may be how I have to do it. So this is the website right here. Price wise, it's going to be $125. I don't know why it says 215 in stock here, but there has been 20,237 pre-orders sold as I am making this video. I did the math, so you don't have to. That's going to be a little bit more than $2.5 million. Final Space has a cult following. People enjoy the show, people want to see it finished, and at this point in time, you can't even get physical copies of season 1 through 3 anymore. So season 1 and 2 did have a physical copy combined on Blu-ray that is no longer in print, because Warner Brothers doesn't want to print it, and then because it basically got scrapped by Warner Brothers, there will never be a physical copy of season 3. So you will never be able to see a physical copy of season 3. So you can get a physical copy of season 1 and 2. You might be able to get a season you would have, if you wanted a physical copy of season 3, you would essentially have to get it illegally, which sucks, like really, really hard. Because once they decide to stop putting it on streaming platforms, when it doesn't become profitable for them anymore, I know you can get it. I believe Amazon Prime has it. I'm sure there's other websites that have it too legally. The only way you'd be able to watch it is illegally. So if you want a physical copy of it, the only thing you can do right now, because all of it is out of print, you can't buy them anymore, is you would have to find a used copy. And that sucks, because then that money isn't going to a creator who I actually like, which, Olin Rogers. So it kind of sucks that it's like impossible to get holds of physical copies of the first 3 seasons. The amount of money this is generating, maybe it'll bite Warner Brothers in the ass and be like, hey, maybe we should, actually let him film the other 3 seasons, because if you watched my previous videos, he essentially said he could have enough content for 6 seasons. And the story pretty much got finished halfway through, which is why he is indicating that this is going to be roughly a 500-page, super thick chunk boy, Stephen King size graphic novel. And as I know, it's going to take a long time for it to happen. I honestly don't even expect this in 2024. Being that, you're talking, it just got started. You got to get artists, you got to get drawers, you got to get, panelists. You got to write the storyline. I don't know if he already has the storyline done or not. I think he said he had enough storyline up to a season 5. So theoretically, he is 2/3 of the way done with the story, but then obviously you have to kind of rewrite it into a comic form, which, can definitely be its own hassle to a certain extent. But, Reddit page, I can finally finish it, and then here's the video. He actually, released the video itself on May 4th. Back on April 24th. Back on April 25th, there was 10,000 copies sold. And then we have this big, huge chunk here, April 28th. Says every Friday he'll be doing an update. So there you go. Let's see, for the first time in 2 years, 2 years it's been roughly, I've started to think about the ending of Final Space, and not with a sense of sadness, but with a sense of excitement. We set out with the show to defy expressions with animation shows. So every Friday or so you'll be getting an update. 19,000 copies sold as of May 5th. Here's some storyboarding, which is pretty cool. Happy Final Space Friday. As of right now, 20,000 copies sold, which, I mean, as I said, you got $2.5 million. I'm actually going to go to my channel right now and see, let's go to my playlists and see when the last time a Final Space episode actually aired. I got to find it. Here we go. Let's just pause that. Final Space Season 3, there we go. This was the last episode was actually, roughly a year ago. 2 years ago, June 14th. So just shy of 2 years since we had a Final Space. But I'm excited for this. I'm hoping I get to see it. I'm hoping at the very least Warner Brothers will realize, this is actually something that's going to be profitable. So let's get the ball rolling and either animate it, or at the very least make it more widely available, where they will release all 3 seasons on, a physical disc form, digitally, where you can buy them and download them, and then the graphic novel too, where they spread it across multiple different websites. Because why wouldn't you? You're getting money. People want to see it. People like the ending. Internationally on Netflix, I don't know if it might still be on Netflix, but it did very, very well. I had more people viewing my content, I think, internationally when I was doing the reviews after it got released outside of the U.S., which was great too, because you got a larger fan base. So that's where we're at. We are going to get an actual ending. Possibly into 2024. I'm thinking more 2025. So it's going to be a minute before you get this book in your hands. So if you have the $125 now, go for it. If you want to do like a payment plan type thing, you can do that as well. Maybe he'll sign a few copies. Charge an extra $20. You get a signed copy by him. I think that would be pretty neat as well. But pretty much, I think all of the stock at this point on the website. I don't think there's really anything else that you can buy. Let's see here, because he was talking about Star Cadet. Let's see if there's anything else you can actually buy on Star Cadet. Oh yeah, you can technically buy this poster still, which is kind of neat. Looks like it. They got some shirts and stuff you can still buy. So there's a couple of things you can still buy, as the inventory clears out. But that's where we're going to end it. I am just happy that the first thing I reviewed is actually getting an ending. From the very first episode, I thought this was going to be a show that was on for many, many years. And Warner Brothers changed hands. They're the ones that owned it through TBS because that's where it originally aired. It originally aired on cable television through TBS. They advertised the crap out of the first season, which was delightful. And then after that, they didn't advertise it like at all because I was watching it on cable TV at the time when it first aired. And I remember for season one, all over the place. I was like, all right, this looks cool. I'm going to watch this. And then season two, I think I didn't even figure, and season three, I don't think I even figured out when it started until like 2 or 3 episodes into it because it just wasn't advertising, and I just happened to be scrolling channels and saw it was like, oh, new episode on, and I was like, oh, Final Space is back. Who knew? And they just slowly tried to kill it, and this is basically them giving him, okay, Olin Rogers is annoying the crap out of. This is essentially what it is. Olin Rogers has annoyed the crap out of Warner Brothers enough to the point where they were like, all right, let's just give him a graphic novel to shut him up. It probably won't sell that well. And then, oh, guess what? It just sold 20,000 copies. So take that, Warner Brothers. Olin Rogers is going to be getting, $2.5 million in his pocket. Who knows? After you actually manufacture the books, who knows how much that's actually going to cost. But let's just assume he'll be getting at least $1 million of that in money well deserved. We'll leave it at that, money well deserved. But maybe I'll make other updates on this. This is probably the last Final Space video you're going to see for a while. It's not going to be like this is the last Final Space video I'm ever going to make. There will be more. I'll probably give you periodic, quick updates of the book, maybe. And then if I get my hands on the book, we'll probably have to break it down into chunks because it's going to be over 500 pages long. So I'm not going to be sitting here for an hour and a half with one video doing that. But until then, subscribe. Check out my other reviews. Check out my other shorts. I know I'm not really doing a lot of shorts lately. I've just been doing the 2 reviews on Demon Slayer and Dr. Stone. But other than that, thank you for watching, and as always, have a good one.